XRP has seen a lot of volatility recently. Lots of liquidity has been extracted from the market, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down what's going on the 1 hour, 1 day timeframes, sharing my thoughts and opinions as to where I think the price action is heading next. I'll also share my strategies in terms of how I approach trading with short positions or long positions, and take a look at some of the most recent moves and whether or not there's some opportunities to get involved and take some of that liquidity for ourselves. As I get into today's video, smash that like button if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and let's jump right down into the charts. We're going to kick things off here on the 1 hour time frame. So this is XRP paired up with USDT on the 1 hour Binance chart. We were talking about the progression up to this particular range yesterday. Okay, so we were looking for the range of 59.59 to 60.44. This is where we were expecting a reversal. You can see here we did push up just a little bit further. We actually saw a high here coming in at 60.91 and a rejection all the way down here to the 59.41 before rallying back up and hitting the upper trend line and then dropping down towards the 50 EMA and 50 SMAs. So price action on XRP is actually holding up incredibly well. Okay, we can see here that we've got these kind of structural points really kind of coming in strongly. It does look like we finished the C wave and Y waves here, so it now looks like things are potentially going to get squeezed for a move to the lower trend line. Okay, so we're going to be really cautious on this one. I've been talking about this for a little while. I'm going to draw this trend line up here for just get a little bit clearer. You can see that there is this triangular wedge that is playing out here on the time frame, but there's actually two of them. Okay, we have this minor one that you see right here, and then we have a major one that comes out on a much bigger time frame and a much bigger scale. Okay, so this is all a case of paying attention to the time frames in which you are monitoring, because they all have different kind of targets and different goals in mind. Okay, so right where we are right now, we're going to be looking at a potential break to the downside, not necessarily right away. Maybe by the time this goes live, maybe the price action has rallied up a little bit that gets us some progression to that area, but I'm going to be looking for the price action to potentially continue this support level and another push maybe up to this previous area of resistance around 60.77 cents. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and smack on there a bit of a line at 60.68 because I do think this is where the resistances are going to be. Okay, so what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at a three-wave correction inside here. Lots of overlapping in that price action, and I do think this pocket of resistance right up here, and I'm going to go ahead and draw it on, pull this across, is going to be where we find rejection. So we're talking about 60.37 to 60.69. This is an area that I think we have the opportunity to go short on the market. This will be my approach to it. Okay, as strategies go, you don't win all your trades. It's impossible to win all your trades, right? But you want to kind of get good probabilities, and you want to use the probabilities to your advantage. Now, if you have good risk management and you approach the market and trading with good risk management, good understanding of trading, you can lose 70% of your trades and still make money. And this is the importance of kind of like setting stop losses and things like that. So we actually have a really high success rate in our Discord server with all the TA that we put out for our members. I think we're rocking currently approximately at 80 to 82% success rate in terms of the trades and things, and the analysis playing out as expected. Now, my next move, or my kind of expectations on XRP's price action here, is to actually go short on the market with a stop loss higher than the previous swing high, which is this one just up here. So if I put a line right in there, the stop loss has to be above 61.5 on the Binance chart. Now, the prices may differ depending on different exchanges. I trade on BitGet, so these prices may be ever so slightly different. It's important that you use the data from the right exchanges for your trades. I'm using Binance for the purpose of the videos because that's the biggest exchange in the world. Now, the risk-reward ratio minimum expectation has to be 1.5. Okay, so that's going to be putting it right down into this previous area of support. And so that makes a lot of sense to me. But I do think the price action is actually potentially going to go down a lot further than that. Okay, so we'd still take profit within this area because I do think that's what you would want to do. because, we're about making money. We're not about gambling. So we want success in the trades. This risk reward ratio would be 1.5, which means you earn $1.50 for every $1 of risk. Our take profit would be down at 58.64, stop loss at 61.55, entry would pay about 60.39. Okay, that would be kind of how I look at it. Now, the actual kind of structures on this, if we were to come into this range, I'm going to use the highest side to give us a conservative target, would actually be somewhere more in line with the lower end of this trend line, putting it at 57.35 to 57.97. So that's where we're likely to go, or may have a high probability of going, but I don't think it will be a straight run there. So for example, I think that with this area we'll find support, which will basically be our take profit. There'll be a small bounce, we can short again and get to that target in the long term. This will be a part of a much bigger play that will look like this: A, B, and C, and that will complete that whole entire structure within our triangular wedge. Okay, so I'm going to leave the trade opportunity on there just so you can kind of see how that plays out over the next few days, or maybe even just hours. But ultimately, that's going to be my approach, right? We've been tracking XRP quite beautifully for quite some time, along with Bitcoin and Cardano, and we can see here that things are gearing up, but we're not necessarily out of the woods. I know a lot of people are optimistic. They want to avoid seeing that 51 cent, 52 cent lows, but I think there's a high probability that we get there. It might be through the Federal Reserve pivoting, and basically we're kind of just documenting here how that journey looks. Now, that might change the price ever so slightly depending on how high things can probably rally here, but I'm trying to be as conservative as possible, and you can see we still have this 50 to 52 cent range being shown as a possibility. The only way that we're really going to break that structure, the only way we're going to prevent those kind of lows, is for us to rally up higher than 65 cents, in my opinion. Really kind of try to push, in fact, higher than all of these existing highs. So just be aware there's a lot going on. There's lots of volatility. There's lots of money being extracted from the market, and that's ultimately what is going on when it comes to, XRP's price action. Essentially, I've been talking about it for a while. We're seeing the price move up, liquidate the shorts, the price moves down, it liquidates the longs. Lots of hopium out there as well, and trying to drive that price action a little bit further. But for the most part, when it comes to XRP's price action, all we're really seeing is this ranging market, although it's gradually working its way down or into that triangular wedge. A big breakout is highly likely, but it's just not going to happen anytime soon. Instead, all we're seeing here is liquidity being extracted. So let's come back into the charts and actually let's roll this up into a daily time frame, because the daily time frame gives you that bigger macro picture, right? And you can really pay attention to kind of everything that is going on with XRP. And so here we can see that there are these interesting targeted ranges, the potential for even lower ranges in terms of price, specifically into this particular area, which would be a 28 to 33 cent range. I don't think that's highly likely because we do have a strong low at 38 cents. But, for the most part, these are still technically possible unless proven otherwise. So we're going to be really cautious with the price action. But for the most part, things are kind of tracking as expected here. We are looking for the daily breakout to the 75 to 85 cents. That hasn't changed. We haven't had the breakout yet. I think that's going to happen after we go down a little bit further before we get there. And if we can rally to $1, well, in which case we're in an impulsive break to the upside and we can be really excited about what the future holds for XRP. But unless these things happen, unfortunately, things are presenting themselves with some opportunities to short XRP rather than go long on XRP. Now, I know that's not what everyone wants to hear because everyone wants the prices to go up, but ultimately this does present itself with some huge opportunities to trade, because you can trade, leverage, and short the market, taking and assuming that price is going down lower. Now, obviously, when it comes to leverage-based trades, I'm going to be trading on BitGet or Blowfin. These are my go-to platforms, and I find them personally very easy to use. They're linked in the description below. Sign up to them and check them out, and you might like them, you might not like them, but XRP is widely available both on spot and on leverage-based trades, future trades on these platforms. And again, I personally think there's a huge opportunity here for shorting the market rather than going long, and that is potentially going to be really lucrative for many individuals. So worth checking it out if you haven't done so. And this is kind of where my thoughts are on the price of XRP at the moment. But what are yours? Let me know in the comments below, or better still, join us in our free Discord server and we can continue the conversations down there. And if you found this video useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and don't forget to check out my other channel where I go through the Cardano technical analysis.